Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We got so much to get into, including our top story. Of course, it was Tiffy time. So here, look, we've got the crowd going crazy. This is footage from YLIA fan, or YLIA fan. There you can see the cash in. This is the moment, look, shot from the crowds. There she is going up. She only just gets onto that top rope, gets the 3 count, gets the pin, and there we go, becomes the new women's champion. Tiffany Stratton is the new women's champion. I feel like the focus is so big on the fact that she cashed in. Like, I feel like that's obviously a massive focus, but actually we also need to think about the fact that she is now one of the top women in WWE. Like, she is one of the women's champions. That's crazy. If you think about how many women are competing and battling to hold that title. You know, we're going to have Asuka back soon. You got Io around. We're seeing the likes of Charlotte returning soon, Alexa returning, Becky returning. There are so many women trying to get their hands on these championships. Tiffany Stratton is top of the tree tonight. Amazing. So there she was, look, holding up that championship. Fade said the era of Tiffy time has begun 5 minutes ago. Triple H said fortune favors the bold, or the bald. And tonight, Tiffany Stratton was as bold as you can be. Congratulations to the new WWE Women's Champion. And can I just honestly applaud? I've got to applaud. And I think you should as well. It takes real guts to stand backstage as a married man and to point directly at the boob of one of your employees after they've just won a Women's World Championship. To actually have the goal to not point at the face or the belt, but go, I mean, there's no doubt as to where he's pointing. There is no doubt whatsoever what he wants to draw attention to. That is, do you know what I mean? Amazing, amazing work. Let's hear from Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton's first TikTok as women's champion.
New Year's resolution is to keep my foot on these bitches' necks.
Thank you. Should I have listened to that before I press play? Sure. But, you know, you can't win them all, can you? So, there we go. Right, let's go over to SmackDown. I'm not going to put everything into these like we used to. I'm just going to put in the things that kind of grab my attention. Like the flipping blue mat. Look at this. So this was being commented about in our community during the watch along. And honestly, my first thought when I saw it was, looks cool. Like, that's nice for an interview segment. And so I thought it was just because we were starting with a Mike kind of Cody moment. But they kept it. And we wrestled matches on it. And I really love it. I think it looks great. I loved the black mat down in NXT. I thought that looked classy. And I think this blue one looks great as well. I don't know how I would feel about a red one for Raw. Don't know that I would be feeling that as much. But word has come from Fightful. They said that there was actually a mat that was down before the show started that had Netflix logo on it, Fortnite logo in the middle. It had Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer in the corners. Those logos were on there as well. I think maybe a Cricket wireless logo or something. But there was a few, like, it was black and it was busy. Now, they don't know if that was just there as kind of pre-show advertising, or is that a glimpse as to what the canvas is going to look like on Netflix. I don't think it's going to look like that. I think they still want to keep it relatively clean. I don't think they're going to want it that busy. There might be a sponsor in the middle. I mean, it's not listen, we've got to be realistic. It's not too far into the future where every show is going to have sponsors on the canvas, right? At the moment, it's just we're only doing it for premium live events. But then pretty soon it'll be, oh, we're only doing it for house shows as well. And then it'll be like, well, okay, we'll do it for Raw and SmackDown, but it'll only be one and it'll be in the middle. And then it'll be the sides. But it's all right because it's only black and white. But then it will be colour. And then there will be more. And before you know it, it'll be covered and it'll be on every show, right? This is how they get you, right? This is how they do it. So, yeah, I've no doubt that the one on Monday may be black, but I think it also stands a chance of being red. I think what Fightful might have seen might have just been like some pre-show advertising. So we're going to have to wait and see. What I do know is that's okay. That's good in my book. Right, we started off with a really weird hug. Drew stole Tony's gimmick, said Triple H's thoughts. So that kind of embrace when you're like about to murk someone. This was really weird and a little bit awkward, but I thought the rest of the segment saved it, to be honest. I thought like they kind of explained it all right. It was trending actually about how this was a bit of an awkward moment, but I thought it was okay. I kind of enjoyed this open. I actually enjoyed SmackDown. Our first 3-hour SmackDown. First one, I don't know if it's ever, but certainly for a long time. Carl said, can't wait, although I'm not expecting any difference. So, commercial break. This is the graphic we got because here in the UK, our network has gone. We are off of BT Sport, TNT Sport. So we were having to watch this on YouTube. So if you was watching in America, you was watching on USA Network. If you was watching here in the UK or Canada, then you was getting this graphic whenever we went to a commercial break. Chelsea Green wearing all American gear. Looking really cool. Really cool. And Vanessa Hudgens, look at this. So there was Vanessa Hudgens in the crowd. I believe she is going to be at Raw as well. So she was saluting Chelsea. I think she's got a good relationship with Chelsea. So she was in the front row. Not the best image in the world, but Michin trolling Chelsea by twerking. So look at this. That is one of the highlights of the show tonight. Lots of people talking about this. Look, there we can see Bianca. And honestly, I mean, I think that's a long braid that she has. I think obviously that gets clipped on after. Like, it doesn't feel like she's got it here, for example. So people were talking about this new look that Bianca was kind of displaying backstage. Yeah, that looks like it's much shorter to me. Looks shorter. Don't know. Hard to tell. She had it. She had it when she was out down at the ring. But, you know, that can just get, like, clipped in. So, yeah, I don't know. But people were loving this new vibe that Bianca was showing. Cubs fan, I got tagged in this quite a bit. Said, am I the only one that discovered this? So, the 6 being shown in the background. I don't think there's anything to this personally. I just think it was a 6. I think you get letters and numbers and things popping up. We don't really pay anything attention unless it's a 6 because of the Wyatt 6. So I don't think there's anything to it personally, but, you know, worth noting. So Cubs fan, shout out to you. Brandi said, I want to slap the back of Kevin's head. He just needs a good strong palm smack back there and maybe he'll come back around. So Brandi just went. So Peter, shout out to you. Crispy said, sign of the night, Solo Sikoa is the Timu tribal chief. That twisted son of a beep did not earn that Ula Fala. He stole it from Roman Reigns. That was Paul Heyman going off, man. This was a really good segment, actually. I'm 10 seconds away from beep in my pants. That's what he said to Solo when Solo made his way down to the ring. And this was very interesting. Solo said when he beats Roman, he wants Paul to put the Ula Fala around his neck and he will be his Wiseman. He said, I will not only own the Ula Fala, but I will own you as well, Paul. Really does set up Monday, doesn't it? Very nicely, very juicy. Right, let's see what we've got in this hour 2 folder. Little backstage moment here between Kevin and Jay. I wonder if this is WrestleMania. Because honestly, both of these need a big match at WrestleMania. Like, he is so over, and he is like going around saying he's the champ at the moment. Word on the street is that it's going to be Cena, Cody, right? So where would that leave Kevin? And what would we do with Jay? Because the other rumor is Roman, CM Punk. So would we do Usos against someone, or maybe Usos and Sammy against someone? I mean, we just had Bloodline versus Usos and Sammy as our main event tonight, so we don't need that at WrestleMania. We just had it tonight. Maybe this is foreshadowing what these two are going to do at WrestleMania. This was crazy. Cody was backstage and he was talking about how he wants Drew and all this kind of stuff. And Nick was like, listen, you know, stop getting so worked up. Cody was like, listen, I'm going to drop anyone that looks like Kevin Owens, right? I'm going to drop Kevin Owens or even anyone that looks like Kevin Owens. And I was like, man, could you imagine? Imagine if someone was walking around backstage that just looked a little bit like Kevin and he dropped him. I don't know why, it just really tickled me. Him just losing his mind. I would love nothing more than to see the refs bring the old school blue shirts back, said Word of Wrestling. So, Public Enemies podcast, since SmackDown is really going in on the colour blue, could we get this as well? I suppose we could do. I mean, the only thing I would say is now that we've got the canvas blue, I don't know if we want the refs in blue as well, because then when they go down to count 3, we got blue on blue. I kind of feel like this worked when the canvas was white. Now the canvas is blue. There's probably more of an argument for them to be wearing what they're wearing, which is white and black. So I don't know. At what point do we go too much blue, you know? Tiffany and New said ATK3. Such a great moment. Johnny said, does this mean that Charlotte is going to return and win the Rumble? And that's a really interesting thought, because we've just been talking about WrestleMania, and one of the other rumors is that we're going to get Tiffany versus Charlotte. Here we go. So the one I saw is not a red mat, never fear. So this is what Sean is saying. He was saying a black mat with lots of sponsors. But as we've already discussed, I'm not sure that that isn't just like a pre-show advertisement mat, you know? LA Knight Shinsuke Nakamura has been made for next week's SmackDown. Scorch Bliss said both of Nia Jax's world title reigns have ended by being cashed in on. That's interesting, isn't it? Word of Wrestling said cool facts. Ludwig said it's Tiffy time. So obviously this is Tiffany's partner. So he's very excited about the fact that she has successfully cashed in. And what a cash in it was as well. At main event, Solo Sikoa picked up the win for the New Bloodline, pinning Jey Uso with the Samoan spike. So a message very much being sent. Fade said Jacob Fatu is so over, he doesn't even have to finish his catchphrase anymore. It's true, isn't it? The crowd finishing that for him. I love you, Solo. Wow, so good. Edward said, did you know about these? Yeah, we've seen these before. It's actually featured in Unseen before. Turns out that it's only certain arenas that do this. And apparently it's for, I think, people that are deaf. So they can look at the screens and actually get the words. I don't know if they are scripted and they put it in, or if someone just types it as the person is talking. I'm not too sure about it. Or maybe it's just like auto detection, you know? so that it like listens and translates it that way. But apparently it's not something they're doing at all the shows. It's just certain arenas have the ability to do that. So there we go. That was SmackDown. Let's go WWE, shall we? It's quite a bit in here, I think. Asuka says, I don't mind shutting down all the social media accounts I have. She was getting a bit of hate, a bit of grief. I don't know why. She's got such a lovely online presence. I mean, she causes no one any trouble. So that was a bit disappointing. Thankfully, she hasn't. And actually, a lot of people came out to stick up for her. Wrestle Night, thank you. As of last week, Seth Rollins versus Gunther is seemingly the plan for WrestleMania 41 in April. Oh, I'd be down for that match, actually. That match has got banger written all over it. Right, Aaron, shout out to you. This is the match that I want to see. Face versus face, I know. Or will it be? So John Cena versus Cody Rhodes is the working plan for WrestleMania 41. Cena Rhodes at Mania was the plan as far back as November, after it was indicated that The Rock's schedule was unclear. We were talking about this during the watch-along, and we kind of really hit on something that I loved. I would do this, but I would put Randy in there as well. And I love the idea of Cody getting injured, and actually at that point he's on a stretcher, his knees popped, he's done, and you know Cena comes to check on him as he's on the stretcher, and Cody is like, I'm done. If anyone's going to get this title, I want it to be you, John. Go get number 17. And Cody is actually carried off. That way we protect Cody. He never really lost the title. He got injured, he couldn't continue, and then that leaves us like the final stages of the match would be John Cena versus Randy Orton, and the title is up for grabs. The crowd would be going bananas because it's one of the greatest ever feuds in WWE history. And not only that, they could be witnessing Cena getting number 17. And actually the way Cody would have been dealt with would have been probably the most respectful way, you know? So, yeah, imagine that. Imagine we end WrestleMania 41, Cena, Orton, title on the line. Cody was in the match, does the majority of the heavy lifting, obviously, because I don't know what you're going to get out of Cena, what you're going to get out of Randy, but Cody could do the majority of the lifting and then gets carried out. That way, he never really lost it. He was never pinned for it. But and it sets up Cena Orton, which is something I think people really want to see. It's actually something Orton has said he wants. He really wants to face John at WrestleMania. Oh, if we get that. Edward, shout out to you. So, Wrestle Talk, The Rock is expected by some in WWE to appear at WrestleMania 41 in some form. Some people at the top believe he will wrestle, but this is not a sure thing. So, not conflicting reports. As of right now, The Rock is not wrestling at WrestleMania 41, but there are some people thinking that he still could, right? But he should be there in some form. Right, Trenton, shout out to you. So we've just had some more announcements. So NXT is going to be at Atlanta, Georgia. Raw is going to be in Cincinnati. SmackDown in Toronto, February 28th. Raw is going to be in New York. Raw in New York again. SmackDown is going to be in Chicago. Raw is going to be in California. So we've got a few North American dates because we know there's a lot of European dates coming up for this time period. So some North American dates there that have been announced. Massive change planned for Raw's Netflix debut. So yeah, Martel, thank you. They were just saying that because there's no fixed time with Netflix, if they need to overrun a little bit, they absolutely can. So the belief is it's going to run slightly longer than 3 hours on Monday. It's going to go 3 hours 10, 3 hours 15, 3 hours 20, something along those lines. Like it will have an overrun because they don't need to worry about hitting a certain, do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they can just go as long as they want, really. So, but they're obviously planning for 3 hours, but they do expect it to slightly overrun. PW Chronicle said internally, a major focus for SmackDown moving to 3 hours will be to showcase more underutilized talent on the program. Bair Davenport has been named, has been a name discussed for more TV time and will be off and running with the new 3-hour format. We didn't see her tonight, but seems like she's got a good future, right? Seems like they do want to get behind her. Robin, thank you. Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn are moving to SmackDown as part of the transfer window. So that coming from Sam. I don't know where that was reported, but we did see both on the show, and they were very clear at the start of the show. Drew is here because he is interested in coming over to SmackDown. He's discussing that, right? So it seems like that's why he was there. Sammy has been seen talking backstage as well to Nick Aldis. So it seems like he is interested in moving over. So yes, I do think there is truth to this. And obviously we saw both on the show tonight. This is really exciting. Right, NXT Level Up is reportedly being replaced by NXT Evolve, which will be a Gabe Sapolsky project that will be taped for TV and streaming. It's expected to debut in a few months. It's going to feature developmental talent who aren't regularly featured on NXT TV. So obviously there's quite a few talent that struggle to kind of get TV time because there's only 2 hours for NXT. So that talent that's kind of coming through, the kind of talent that maybe would have been on Level Up, that is now going to feature on NXT Evolve. And honestly, if this is a new brand with its own stories, I'm so down for doing watch-alongs for it. I mean, we don't get loads of people joining us for NXT, which is a bit of a shame. I think it's such a fun brand, and they've done some really great stuff on that show. So I definitely think like it would be great if more people gave this a go. But yeah, I'm quite happy to go another level down, to be honest, and actually watch this NXT Evolve. So I'm very much keeping an eye on this. I'm very excited by this. If it's just going to be one-off matches like NXT Level Up was, then, you know, I don't think it's going to have... It's basically just going to be that, but under a different name. But if it's going to have stories and its own roster, I'm very interested. Okay, JDS Aviation, thank you. So it turns out that on the day before, Sunday, right, for calendar fans, like The Rock is actually going to be a presenter in LA at the Golden Globes. So that means he's in the area just 24 hours before. I can't see any way that he is not at that Raw. Like, he is one of the world's biggest stars. He's on the TKO board. He popped up at, like, Bad Blood, right? He was obviously a big part of last year's WrestleMania builds. It's not bonkers to think that he's going to be at Raw on Monday, right? I very much expect him. I don't know what he does. I don't know how much of a presence he has or what he actually gets up to, but I very much expect to see him at some point on Monday. So just a little bit of news that he is actually in the area, in the Los Angeles area anyway. Oh, look at this. Crispy Wrestling tagging this from Kairi Sane, look, because she is legitimately injured. Do you remember she got attacked backstage by, was it Pure Fusion Collective? And then she got taken out of that tournament for the Intercontinental title, replaced by EO. Turns out she's actually injured. Look, looks like she's actually got an injury, and they use that as a way of kind of disguising that injury. Oh, this was big, and it only dropped like an hour ago. PW Insider have confirmed that the 2026 Royal Rumble is going to come from Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. I got asked, what do you think about this? And my honest opinion is WWE are going to do whatever they can to keep the deal with Saudi Arabia going because they make loads of money. And that is a deal that's coming up, I think, is it 2027? I think Saudi Arabia paid for like 10 years back in 2017. So it's actually not that far away now, a couple of years away. So I feel like they've got to work hard these next few years to really make sure that they get this deal extended or, you know, get some sort of new deal I don't think they want to walk away from Saudi Arabia and the amount of money that Saudi Arabia has got. I would not be shocked if a WrestleMania goes to Saudi Arabia, because I don't think WWE want to do it. But what they could do is, like, if we extend, maybe it's like we manage to avoid it, but perhaps it's part of the negotiation for extending. Like, if we extend for another 10 years, we will give you a WrestleMania. I could see that. I really could, because I think WWE makes so much money from this partnership. They're going to do whatever they can to keep it going. And honestly, if a little sweetener is, we'll give you the Rumble. I'm amazed they've got away with it this long. I mean, I think a lot of us look at like Crown Jewel and those kind of Saudi shows as being just a load of hype. You know, the actual quality of the events can be lacking, to be honest. Some of the recent ones have been good. But if we look back, going all the way back to like 2017, there's been some real cringe shows. So I'm surprised that they've not been put under more pressure to deliver a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or a Rumble. Obviously, they did the greatest Royal Rumble, but I mean, even that was like bloated, and it had a load of people in we'd never heard of. I mean, they legitimately brought in like a sumo wrestler that we had never seen before, because they knew the Saudis wanted some big fat guy in it. So they just went and got a sumo wrestler. It was bonkers, actually. It was the greatest Royal Rumble is one of the most bonkers shows that WWE ever did. And it had Titus World Slide, which is also one of the greatest moments in WWE history. So it wasn't all bad. Right, now that it's going to go to Saudi Arabia, what is CM Punk going to do? Go suck a blood money covered duck in Saudi Arabia, you flipping dork, right? So there we go. That was a response to The Miz. Got all a little bit heated, right, between CM Punk and The Miz. This is going back to like 2020, right? So it got a little bit heated between these two. But CM Punk was using the Saudi Arabian shows as a way of kind of, you know, having a little jab. Well, now if the Royal Rumble in 2026 is going to be there, does that mean that CM Punk is going to have to go suck a blood money covered duck in Saudi Arabia? Is CM Punk now an effing dork? Don't know. I'm sure that's a tweet that he probably looks back on with a little bit of regret. Right, there's just a little something in the Vince folder. Not loads, don't worry. So Janelle Grant's attorney has indicated there's going to be a new court filing. So Janelle plans to modify her lawsuit. She wants to amend it. She wants to amend the complaint. We don't know what. We don't know what she's going to add or take away or change. Don't know. But it's going to get filed on the 15th. So I don't know if we're going to see that and learn of the changes. I would guess we will. So there might be quite a bit of news that comes out in 11 days, right? So they're going to change the complaint. Don't know what. But then the defendants, which is WWE, Vince, John Laurinaitis, they also resubmitted to take the case to private arbitration. So they want this thing out the public eye, right? They want to take it behind closed doors, right? So there's lots going on still with this. We are far from out of this. So Del Boy, thank you. 2025 is going to have plenty of updates when it comes to that whole situation. Right, okay, let's go fun, shall we? So, WWE Ethan, thank you. George Kittle wore a Jey Uso shirt to the 49ers game. Wrestling fans since day one said a new movie. John Cena sighted.
I'm at the train station in Anaheim, and that is John Cena, my friends. At the train station filming a movie right in front of me.
Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? John Cena filming a movie. Look at that. 90s WWE said this is amazing. So this is dollart. And they seem to take like bills and then like draw people on, and they've done The Undertaker. That is so good. That is so good. Does this show how it was done? Yes. So there, look, we started with CM Punk, like old CM Punk, boomer CM Punk, right? I don't know why old futuristic boomer CM Punk was on the note in the first place, but he was. And actually, if we skip forward, look, this is how we end up getting to The Undertaker. How great is that? Oh, mate. Watson, look at this. Shrek 5, JD McDonough as Lord Farquaad. So, and it just works, doesn't it? I don't even know that anything has been amended. Amazing. Johnny, thank you. My wife thinks this is a work trip. Lol. Yeah, Ric Flair tipped, look at this, $350. I mean, I think we're all thinking the exact same thing, which is if she didn't have boobs and she had a tinkle, would he have got $350? I mean, it's really, this is Ric Flair doing Ric Flair things, isn't it? That's what I've just witnessed. Yeah, we can say it's kind, but, you know, sometimes I think decisions are not made with the brain. Right, Word of Wrestling said, how cool is this? I don't know if this is true, but it could be true. So on Netflix, if you're watching, instead of it saying, are you still watching? It says, are you going to continue acknowledging? And if you don't want to, then you click on I love you, Solo. Now, it says copyright or image credits, WWE Netflix. So this isn't something that someone random has created. The people getting the credit for this are WWE and Netflix. So I don't know if this is just a little joke or if this is what it actually does. I don't know. I have not got into wrestling content far enough to get this screen, so I really can't say, but really fun. Right, Wrestle Night said, I wonder what the story is behind this. It's got dark match vibes to me. But, like, look, they're underway. And look, here we go. Whee! I saw people going, oh, so that's cool. But when Aubrey does it in AEW, it's a problem. It's like, well, this is a dark match. Do you know what I mean? I don't remember him flipping doing this at WrestleMania. So, yeah, you know, keep reaching. Oh, this was bonkers. So, yeah, WWE star Liv Morgan gives a tour of her Florida farm. It's an 8-minute long video, right? And she is talking about the farm. She said she just loves to have a bit of space. She's got a shed place that's got a ring set up in it. We see some of the animals. But the big reveal is this. TJF, shout out to you. This was her garage, as you say in America. We say garage. You say garage. This was her garage. It is now full of clothes. And she actually says, just before we walked in, I was like 1% embarrassed, but I actually love this for me. So it's just full of clothes. And this isn't even her wrestling stuff. Her normal wardrobe has got her wrestling attires in. This is just her wardrobe, which used to be her garage. That's insane, isn't it? That's insane. So there we go. That was the fun folder. Let's go over to other. So yeah, here we go. Patrick, thank you. So Omos has been announced for 3 more matches. Okay, I think we've just got community and thanks. So let's go. I couldn't find community. There it is. Oh, I love this. Honestly, it's so good. So people are getting like follows and likes from Jumping Bomb Angels. Robin said, I just got a follow from Jumping Bomb Angels. I don't know that you did because this is in like some sort of like Norwegian language. So I don't know. I'm going to trust you that that is like Norwegian or Icelandic for follow. I'm going to trust you. But yeah, very good. That is very, very cool. Word of Wrestling said, I got a follow from the Jumping Bomb. That's better. That's better. So, Word of Wrestling, shout out to you. The Armando got a follow as well. Yes, Daysdrian. I did it, said the Armando. Christopher said, I'm finally joining the call, kids. There we go. You got to like. With a like, pray for the... Oh, Christopher. The like's goods. The like's goods. Come back when you've got the follow, yeah? Peter, I just wanted to include this because I really appreciate it. Yeah. You don't have to have my boomer face on your TV, but you did. And I really appreciate it. So shout out to you, Peter. Thank you, my friend. Big Bam. There we go. Got a like. I got a like, said Big Bam. Manuel said, I think you might be right. I think the follow train is past. It just seems like they're giving likes now. Oh my God. Getting a follow out of the Jumping Bomb Angels seems to have got harder for those of you that haven't achieved it yet. Brady said, I just got a like from Alexa Bliss. Well done, Brady. I know that would mean a lot to Brady, so congrats, my friend. And Dean, look at this, said, here's me with my best friend. Oh, hang on. My best friend met Cody. Oh, I thought that was you meeting your best friend, but that was your best friend meeting Cody. Got you, Dean. Shout out to you. Got to hold the belt as well. That's cool. And it looks like it's in a Little Caesars, so extra points for that. Raymond got a response from Asuka. That's cool, isn't it? Actually getting a reply from a wrestler. That's great. Briggsy said, I finished my story. So Briggsy got a follow. Well done. Tony got a like and a follow. See, they are giving them out still. Wrestle Knight said, I got a repost from Paul Ellerin. Congrats, dudes. Dean said, thank you for helping me finish my story. I can join the community now. So there we go. They are possible. Dean, congratulations, my friend. Right, thanks. So, Night Legacy, Lucas, CM Chunk, Ewan, Dave, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Wrestle Knight, Samantha, It's Kaz81, Jang Tae Sang, Christopher, Robin, Ian again, NS Mommy, Dane, Mackenzie, Patrick, trying to jump in there, Patrick, muscle your way in, Billy, J Omega, Kelly the Wise Lady, Emmanuel, Raymond, Wrestling's biggest fan, and Duke's Wrestling. Thank you for all the retweets. Really appreciate it. A few comments in there as well, but so many people get in touch. I can only include so much in the thanks folder before it starts breaking and getting all jumbled. So just a big thank you to everyone that continues to support this video series and this channel. It was so great seeing so many people around for SmackDown. Hopefully we can get a load of people around for Raw on Monday as well. So have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed SmackDown. I think we're all going to enjoy Raw, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.